Good afternoon from Fading. Today I want to talk to you about short daylight that you might experience on your vacation in Norway. As I've told many of my clients and potential clients, as long as you follow some of the advice given to us about keeping warm, you'll be fine during the Northern Lights chase. And I understand that there's a great fear about, will I be able to manage this cold, especially during the Northern Lights chases, where it's gonna be much colder than daytime. And we are talking about -10, -6. It could even be -20 if it's in January, February. Those are the two coldest months. And if you are wondering when is the best time, when's the coldest months, I have a video, I have a Facebook Live on this, so check it up on our page. But today I'm going to talk about the short daylight and what does it really mean? What are the effects of short daylight, and what kind of impact it might have on you, positive and negative? Mostly negative sometimes, because you're not used to it. All right, so as long as, for the Northern Lights chasers, as long as you put on the snowsuits given, you will be able to keep warm pretty well. And these days you have those warm patches. Those are very, very useful. And if you put on you see the snowsuits will look like spacemen's suits, yeah, and they are lined with sheepskin wool. The whole suit is lined with sheepskin, so you will be feeling warm. And some people even put on their normal jackets underneath, and you wear the snowsuits over, and that's fine too. If you think you'll need to do that, you go ahead, and then once you have these warm patches, you'll be fine as well. So what I always tell my clients or potential clients is that most of the time, well, generally, none of my clients really complain about the cold during the Northern Lights chases. No one complains. Those who really, really struggle are those who refuse to put on the snowsuits, unfortunately. Yeah, so they are the ones who are going to be really freezing, and they will have to remain in the bus because they do not want to put on the snowsuit. So things like that happen. But as long as you put on the snowsuits, you'll be fine. And so generally nobody actually complains. As long as you put on the snowsuits, nobody complains about the cold during the Northern Lights. But people do complain about the short daylight in Tromsø. And most clients come during December. And if, let's say, you come in December, it will get totally dark by about 1:30 in the afternoon. Yes, 1 or 1:30, between 1 to 1:30 p.m. It'll be totally dark in Tromsø. And if, let's say, you stay in Tromsø for a couple of days, let's say 3-4 days, this short daylight might affect you. Let's say you go for your day activities. You wake up, like maybe you leave the hotel at around maybe 7 or 8 to head onto the bus. Usually the activities start at around 9 or 10. And when you leave at around 8, it might still be totally dark. And you will, by the time the bus will usually take you to the designated area, and then at the place, it will be, by the time you reach there, it'll be bright. Yeah. And then you'll experience that for about maybe between 9:30 to around 12 something. And by the time you come back to the hotel again, it'll be dark again. So basically you're experiencing daylight for about, say, 4 hours. And there will be one particular day in December where daylight will only be 1 or 2 hours. It'll be one of those, 1 day, 1 or 2 days. And I was lucky enough to experience that. So this experience is very new to a lot of us. But unfortunately, it can have a bit of an impact on your mood. Yeah. Some people feel a bit down, feel a bit moody. And that's normal. And this is also the reason why in Norway, people do go through depression in December, because it's cold, it's gloomy in some areas, and people don't really come out. So if you don't come out enough, you will get down. You will be, experiencing maybe a little bit depression. Yeah, people feel sad. They don't feel as lively. Yeah. So it's always encouraged. And in Norway, they have a saying that there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothings. So whatever the weather is out there, you're totally highly encouraged to come out. If it's hot, okay, you just come out as you are. And if it's raining, you are still supposed to go out and put on your rain jacket, put on your boots and come out. And that's what they teach the kids in schools too, and even in the kindergarten. So before we let out the kids in the kindergartens, they will, the staff will look at the weather first. How is it like? Okay, if it's rainy, all right. If it's rainy, then you're gonna put on your rainy jackets, waterproof jackets, and they're just gonna go and splash on the puddles, play with the water, scoop some water and put something out, and things like that. So there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing in Norway. Yeah. So and likewise, if let's say it's snowing, trust me, these roads here, during my first year, I have actually seen people jog while it was snowing. Believe it or not. Yeah, it sounds too good to be. It sounds unreal, but yes, it's true. People do jog when it's snowing also. So the weather is no excuse. So how are you going to prevent yourself from experiencing a dip in your mood when you're experiencing, going on your tour in Tromsø? What can you do? So, yeah, well, I've been speaking a lot about getting into the vortex, right? So, get into your vortex every morning, or do it a couple of times if you need to. Yeah, do what you think will up your mood. Or talk to people, when you're going to travel, share a good laugh, or go on YouTube and watch those funny videos. This is the time that you need a good laugh. Yeah. So just a little heads up. It'll be a very interesting experience to really see how it is like, right? What does it feel like when the temperature becomes totally dark at 1 p.m. So that's what happens in December, but then the sunset becomes later and later as winter goes on. So right now in January, end of January now, in Tromsø, the sun sets at around 2:45. So it gets later and later. So not too bad. That's even more incentive for you to come in January and February instead of December. But if let's say you are gonna come to December, remember there's gonna be short daylight, but not to worry about it. You know what to do. You know what to do to keep your mood, your vibes high, right? And number 2, December, there may not be enough snow, so there is a chance that you might have to change the activities last minute. That's possibility also. Yeah. So that's that for me. I just want to talk about the short daylight and how you can address it. All right. So take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.